No country in China's neighborhood is a match against China in terms of military power. Mr. Abrams also challenged me, saying that China's military buildup is a challenge, a threat to our neighboring countries. I told him point blank, no country in China's neighborhood is a match against China in terms of military power. China's military buildup is a matchup against only one country, that is the United States. China will never allow the United States to launch a war against China, conventional or nuclear, without suffering devastating consequences. If you have not watched the Victory Day parade in Beijing on September the 3rd, one of the weapons China demonstrated, we call it 61, because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads plus one hydrogen bomb. Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb? China is the only country with hydrogen bomb. And that ICBM can cover every corner of the world in less than 20 minutes and destroy any target in any corner of the world without any possibility of being intercepted. I hope Washington has learned the lesson. If you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war. This is very serious. China's policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. In this lesson, I'm going into China said that they would wipe America off the face of the earth. Okay? China said that they would wipe America off the face of the earth in a nuclear war. And they said it boldly and confidently. Okay, they wasn't nervous, they wasn't stuttering, nothing. Just straightforward. We will wipe you off the face of the earth. Okay, now you've seen the video before. He talks about the new weapon they have called the 61D. Okay, a nuclear bomb that can carry 60 nuclear bombs in one. Think about that. 60 nuclear bombs in one nuclear bomb. Okay, now Trump and them talk about this new gold dome that they're creating. All right, and you know they creating it through AI and trying to be super high tech with it. It's not going to help, because even if America is able to stop 20 of those nuclear warheads, what about the other 40? Do you know the power of one nuclear warhead in modern day time today? All right, it's ridiculous power. Okay, because the Lord made it ridiculous. He put it in their minds to do this. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Let's read it again. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. The Lord created them. He put it in their minds to do this, to build these weapons. Okay, to make them more stronger and more stronger and more stronger for all out destruction. Okay, predominantly America, to be totally wiped off the face of the earth. Okay, so what he's saying is prophecy. What he's saying is written what's going to happen to America, aka Babylon. All right, it says, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. Right, the missile, the warheads. Okay, and I have created the waster to destroy. Okay, so it's supposed to be a waster. It's supposed to be a destroyer. Okay, it's the Lord's will. It's prophecy. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50. Let's start at verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And that ain't talking about the western side of the world. Okay, it's talking about the east. And you look up north on that side of the world, at the top you have Russia, okay, and not that much below you have China, okay, when you look at the map, all right, because it says an assembly of great nations. So we know China, Russia is number one. You have China right there with them, okay, and then you have Iran, North Korea, et cetera, et cetera. These other nations that are getting stronger and stronger and stronger, like it says in Joel, I think chapter 3, let the weak say they're strong, and they're building up the military might. The Lord is doing all of that, okay, for prophecy. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Right. Okay, the Lord is going to make them be experts. Okay, he's going to make them be experts and shoot their missiles, their nuclear missiles. All right, and those missiles will land. Think about that. Those missiles will land. You also got to think about the chariots of the Lord. Okay, all the different talk over the years and the evidence of them controlling the nuclear sites, turning on missiles, turning off missiles, okay, having Esau spooked. All right. So regardless, they're not going to miss. Okay, they're not going to miss. Verse 10, it says, in Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, says the Lord. Okay, and these elites are the modern day Chaldeans. Okay, because in ancient Babylon, the Chaldeans was considered the wisest of the land. Okay, and a quick way to connect that today, these Rothschilds, the elites, they look at themselves as the wisest. Okay, and they run the daughter of Babylon. You get it? All right, that's why the all-seeing eye, we're the wisest, the owl, we're the wisest. Okay, so that's a quick way to connect that. Verse 11, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, and they did, right? They were sending gifts back and forth. You read that in Revelation chapter 11. Our dead bodies, okay? When they took us down and we lost our heritage, they did what? They sent gifts one to another, okay? I went through that scripture in my last lesson, all right? Because you were glad, because you rejoice, O you destroyers of mine heritage, because you are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Right, okay? The fatness of the earth, which we know in the prophecy, that was a blessing that Isaac gave Esau when he was crying, what about me? What about me? Okay, because he sold his birthright like an idiot. All right, it goes into that. Okay, they got the fatness of the earth, but they did it through destroying us. They destroyed our heritage. Okay, let's go to, matter of fact, real quick, okay, for the low-level Israelites that have no understanding at all, you could be new, so I'll point this out. When it speaks about the archer and verse 9 in Jeremiah chapter 50, okay, when you go into the Google definition on archer, a person who shoots with a bow and arrows, especially at a target for sport. Okay, and we know you can't shoot a regular arrow from one side of the world to the other side of the world. So it's symbolic. Okay, it's talking about the arrows in the scriptures. When it mentioned the arrows, it's talking about the nuclear missiles. Okay, that's for you new Israelites. Now let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Let's start at verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Nobody. You can't turn back a nuclear missile, multiple nuclear missiles shot from different countries. Think about that, man. Do y'all know how close we are to that? Do y'all not see? Are you not measuring the time? Are you not listening to the prophets? It's close. Okay, so when you meditate, think about it. Okay, for those who live in America, really for Jake around the world, but I'm talking about Babylon right now. For those who live in America, think about that. You're still here, and this is coming. Okay, so you better fear the Lord. Verse 4, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it have begun to burn? Right. Okay, these nations are getting hungry to take America out. Okay, because this devil won't stop. Okay, and Trump is very, very proud, man. Okay, very, very proud. Him, Netanyahu. Okay, these Edomites are very, very proud. They even pissing off other Edomites. All right, because the Russians are Edomites too. But Russia is going to shoot missiles on this place. Okay, so it's very, very serious, man. All right, verse 7. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. Right, there goes the arrow again, talking about the nuclear missiles. Okay, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Right, who is he that can drive them away? Okay, which goes back to Isaiah 54 that I read. He created the smith that blow the coals in the fire. It's for his will, man. The Lord is never not in control. He's always in control. We have to remember that so that we can be strong in the Lord and believe and not be fearful of the world. All right. Verse 9, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? Right, that waster to destroy. Okay, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The whole world is going to be moving back and forth like a drunk man, as the scriptures say. Okay, it's going to be terrifying, man. Verse 11, the Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? Okay, the Lord shall threaten. Okay, and he's doing that. He's announcing it. He's proclaiming it through his man, through the servants. Okay, what's going to happen? We're telling them that Yahushua is coming. Yahweh is going to send Yahushua. We're telling them that Yahushua is coming with thousands and thousands and millions of angels of his brothers with him to destroy, to save Jake and destroy at the same time, simultaneously. Okay. Verse 12, the earth quaketh, that's that back and forth like a drunk man, and the foundations thereof, the sea arise up with the waves from the deep. Okay, think about when you hear it talks about, oh, earthquake off Japan and tsunami alert. Man, what you think nuke's gonna do to the waters? Okay, that's why Habakkuk said, Lord, were you mad at the sea? Were you mad at the waters? Man, it's gonna remove the waters, man. Man, the Lord's gonna show how displeased he is with the people on the earth. Okay, it says, and the ways of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power. Think about the vibration of them coming down from a whole nother realm to this realm. That's going to shake the earth by itself. All that power. Okay. Verse 13, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Right. And again, you can't shoot a bow and arrow from one side of the earth to the other. Okay. He's talking about nuclear missiles. Verse 14, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. And we are in that time. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Okay, so considering, like it says in Peter, considering these things, this fire is coming, okay, and shall be on fire, what manner of persons should you be? You should be listening to the prophets. You should be working on your inward man, you men and you women, okay, of Israel. All right, you should be working on your trust and faith towards Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and getting ready to have the confidence to stand during this time and not faint. Okay, a lot of people are going to die just off pure fear. Okay, they're going to have a heart attack and die. All right, people who never had heart problems. That's how scary it's going to be. Okay, verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Okay, it keeps saying the same thing. It's not going to return. This is going to happen. The prophecies will be fulfilled. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Right, and if you want Yahweh Shah to deliver you, all you jakes out there, you got to get right. You got to get in order with the house of the Lord, man. You have to listen to the counsel and be led to the chariots, man. You ain't just going to find it yourself. Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginnings of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these things, okay, when these evils shall come? Right, what you going to do? All right, this grace period is to be prepared for this time that I'm reading about because we're in that time now. Okay, seek the Lord while he may be found, as the scriptures say. Okay, so I'm going to end it there. I hope you're edified through the Spirit. I'm going to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah Quadash, forgive me the Spirit to do this lesson. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to your Akim out there that's doing the truth in all sincerity. Shalom.
Breaking news. China's DF-61 stuns the world at September 3rd parade. Beijing's September 3rd Victory Day parade was more than commemoration. It was a strategic earthquake before a global audience and 26 world leaders. China unveiled the DF-61 intercontinental ballistic missile, instantly shifting the conversation about future warfare and global deterrence. For decades, the DF-41 was considered China's crown jewel, capable of striking targets at 14,000 kilometers with speeds up to Mach 25. Yet the new DF-61 takes this power into uncharted territory. Analysts suggest it can hit any point on Earth within 20 minutes, a capability that bypasses every existing missile defense system. The mere demonstration of such reach sent Pentagon analysts into overdrive. But the DF-61 was not alone. Beijing showcased its full nuclear triad land, sea, and air-launched systems along with swarms of drones, underwater vehicles, hypersonic weapons, and directed energy platforms. This was not a gradual upgrade, but a quantum leap, unveiled without leaks or forewarning, signaling that China's defense innovation has entered a realm of unpredictability. The message to the world was unmistakable. China is no longer simply catching up. It is redefining the game. In just 70 minutes, the power balance narrative shifted eastward, leaving Washington scrambling to respond. The question now, was this a display of pride or the opening chapter of a new global order?